Well, a collection of works such as this here in the William Heath Robinson Museum is priceless. And as many of you probably worked out, if something's priceless, it means it costs a heck of a lot of money to look after, to store, to display and share with everybody else. And so for that, we are extraordinarily grateful to everybody who has supported the project in some way, whether that's by sponsoring a brick or becoming a patron, or in any way, if you're one of the local Pinner Village businesses who have supported the project. We're also greatly indebted to the enormous support of the Heritage Lottery Fund, who have supported this project to the tune of £1.3 million. We simply couldn't have done it without them, and so we are delighted to be joined today by the head of the Heritage Lottery Fund London, Stuart Hobley.
I'm really honoured to be here today, and as you heard, we've spent £1.3 million on this project, and all of the money we get to give away comes from the National Lottery. So raise your hand if you've ever played the lottery. Hands up, come on. That's great. So it's, in a way, you've helped to pay for this project. So it's thank you to you and other lottery players that we're able to be here today. My second question is, when you put £1 on the lottery, how much do you think comes to us as Heritage Lottery Fund? Any guesses? 99p? I wish it was 99p. Any other guesses? 8p? Just a penny. It's a bit more than that, but not a lot more. The amount of money that goes to good causes is about 30 pence, and of that 30 pence we get 6 pence. So to fund £1.3 million worth of museum, that's a lot of sixpences we need to collect. And you probably think that it's all done electronically in some very clever way, but actually working for HLF is a bit like being in a Heath Robinson cartoon. Because once a week a lorry full of sixpences comes up to our office, pours it into a large funnel, it comes down into our basement, and lots of people in top hats run around. There's a kettle-powered computer that springs into life, pulleys are pulled, umbrellas are opened, and somewhere at the end of that discombobulating machine, a brand new fantastic project like this pops out. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not much. And one of the reasons we really wanted to fund this project is because the legacy of Heath Robinson is something quite extraordinary. A lot of people know those cartoons and those rickety old contraptions, but when you go in there, as you will do later, you'll learn about his career in advertising, you'll learn about his career as a children's book illustrator, you'll learn about how he reflected on the First and Second World War with some very funny and sometimes melancholy cartoons. He was really quite an extraordinary man, and this museum is about his legacy. So what I would ask you to do is two things. After you've been in the museum today, tell all your friends so that they can come back and enjoy it. And the second thing is, if you didn't put your hand up to say that you played the lottery, go out and buy a lottery ticket, because then we can fund more projects like this. So I'm not going to say much more, but I am going to leave you with a quote from A.A. Milne, who wrote the Winnie the Pooh books. Because in a lot of the press stuff this week, a lot of people were describing this as a very eccentric museum. And once A.A. Milne was asked what it was like to be labelled eccentric, and he said he didn't mind being called eccentric. He said it's a bit like being disorderly. You're always discovering something new. And I think this is a museum, no matter how many times you come back, you'll discover something new. So thank you for funding it.